Okay, Frank Gaffney, founder of the American Center for Security Policy, and from Chicago, CAIR Civil Rights Director Christina Abraham join us now. Christina, allow me, you heard Dr. Jasser say it's a Muslim problem. It's a Muslim community problem. Do you agree with him?
Absolutely not. I don't agree with him. I think that what he said basically illustrates his lack of involvement with the mainstream Muslim American community. I'm a part of those discussions that happen with the Muslim American leadership, and I can tell you that the Muslim American community has been trying and has been doing everything it can and has set a clear record for itself of being full participants in American society and promoting civic engagement and promoting involvement with the government and with law enforcement. I mean, I don't know where he's coming from when he says that imams are the problem, when imams are the ones that when you go to the pulpits and you listen to what they're saying, the overwhelming majority of them are promoting civic engagement and Muslim among Muslim Americans.
We're not, honestly, Christina, we're not questioning the overwhelming majority of them. We're questioning the overwhelming minority of the few that have decided to, frankly, either carry out plans to kill Americans or plot to kill Americans. Let me bring it to Frank Gaffney. Go ahead, sir. Weigh in on this, please.
Well, as we've talked about before, we've done a book that talks about Sharia, the threat to America, that makes clear that it is, in fact, not the case that most Muslims are being represented by their so-called leadership. Their so-called leadership, of which Christina's organization, CAIR, is among the self-described leaders, is in fact the Muslim Brotherhood. And I believe that that does not speak for most American Muslims. I think Zuhdi Jasser is much closer in terms of both his loyalty to our country, his commitment to our political system, and his desire to ensure that he gets to practice his faith like everybody else does. And that is not in keeping with Sharia, and that is not in keeping with what the Muslim Brotherhood is determined to try to bring to our country. And Christina's organization is part of that problem.
Christina, weigh in.
Give me a break. Give me a break, Mr. Gaffney. Let me tell you something. CAIR and organizations like CAIR have been doing everything they can to promote civic engagement and to protect the rights of American Muslims in this country. When we go and when we protect the civil rights of Muslims in this country, we do so through legal means. And by the fact that you basically say that we don't have a right to do so, is you're saying that we don't belong here. Now, this is not an issue for discussion. CAIR is not a part of the Muslim Brotherhood. Give me a break. I mean, this is a ridiculous conversation. The fact of the matter is that King's political motivations for these hearings are to essentially deflect from this larger problem of radicalization in this country. Yes, there is a problem with radicalization, but the radicalization crosses religious lines. When you've got people who shoot at federal judges and congresswomen,
that's a big statement
you have
right
a problem of radicalization that goes beyond religious identities.
Christina, go ahead. That's a very big statement. Hold on for a second. Frank Gaffney, Christina points out, or she believes that the radicalization is going on across the, I guess, the religious and or ethnic lines. Go ahead, Frank.
Well, it's simply not so. There may be the odd individual who does something who isn't Muslim, but the vast majority of those who are waging jihad for the purpose of bringing Sharia here to America, which is something CAIR espouses, are Muslims. And look, 4 federal judges and the Department of Justice found CAIR to be associated with Hamas, which is the Palestinian arm of...
That's a false statement, and you should take it back before you subject yourself to defamation liability.
I will look for you in court.
Statement.
It is proven in the Holy Land Foundation trial, and it was proven in the appellate court as well.
The Court of Appeals held that their due process rights were violated and that there was no testing in a fair trial that CAIR ever did anything illegal. And what you're saying right now is just a deflection. No, what you're saying right now is just deflecting from the real issue, which is that people like you have racist ideology.
I don't think there's any point in us talking over one another when I have a point to make.
Well, there's no point talking to you clearly.
Christina, please.
Would you exercise some restraint here?
Christina, please. Go ahead, Frank.
Here's the point. Judge Solis in the Holy Land Foundation trial looked at the evidence of CAIR's involvement with the Muslim Brotherhood and specifically with Hamas and confirmed that it was so. And he put his order under seal, and he was told by a 3-judge panel to unseal it, and in no way did they otherwise countermand his finding. And here's the point.
That's
It's not just CAIR. It's the Islamic Society of North America. It's the Muslim Public Affairs Council. It's the Muslim Students Association.
Guys, please.
This is what the hearings have to be looking at
Christina,
in order to make sure that we understand the threat we're facing.
Frank,
Justice got it right.
Last word to Christina, quickly, please.
If you want to understand the threat that we're facing, what we're facing here is radicalization on all sorts of spectrums.
Okay.
People
Which
who
you are involved in,
who are reacting, but no, I am not, because I file lawsuits. Stop saying stuff like that.
We'll give you each other's phone numbers. You guys can have
with your
organization
This is just ridiculous.
We're going to say
because
thank you
to
Frank Gaffney and Christina Abraham.
Ridiculous. You're a joke.
We got to bring it out to the panel. I'm sorry, you guys. Heated debate. Boy, this topic.